So this is a pro tip that I'm going to give all you guys. Everyone, I don't care who you are, you should drain your hot tub a minimum of once a year. My name is Jackie the Hot Tub Lady. I've been doing this since 2003. So today we're going to talk about what you need to do to drain, clean, and refill your hot tub, how often you should do it, and those type of things. I've been part of the hot tub, been known as the Hot Tub Lady since 2003, been part of the hot tub world since 1987. So you do the math, you figure it out. But that's kind of where we are. If you guys could punch in the comments whether you have a salt water or chlorine or some other type of sanitizer hot tub, that would be huge in helping me. So I think I'm going to start real quick and I'm going to answer Colby's question here. He says he just changed his hot tub water about 3 weeks ago and he can't get his salt system working again. He knows his water's a little hard, but any further advice? And then his salt cells are only lasting a couple weeks or a couple months. My first answer to that, Colby, would be yes, we've got to get that hardness in line. So those of you who are on saltwater hot tubs, it's really, really important that your hardness is at 75 parts per million or lower. And when you say you can't get your salt water system going, what exactly is it doing? Give me a short description. You're just getting blinking lights and no salt system going. Did you change the cell? Is it a new cell? Is it an old cell? Is everything else working on the hot tub? Let me know what's going on there and I will see how I can help you out. But today the whole goal is we're going to talk about draining our hot tubs. So everyone, I don't care who you are, you should drain your hot tub a minimum of once a year. That includes salt water, chlorine, bromine, any of those type of hot tubs. You need to change at least once a year. If you are on a chlorine or a bromine system, I really recommend that you actually change them 3 to 4 times a year. You can just drain them out directly onto your backyard, but if you don't, you can drain them into a drain or anything like that. But those are the things that we need to do that. I highly recommend that everybody drain their hot tubs sometime between Halloween and Thanksgiving. If you're in a warmer climate than what I am here in South Dakota, we used to say between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but now that it has gotten, the last 3 years has been too cold between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that really becomes an issue, and then we can't get them drained at all. So whatever you do, do not drain your hot tub when the temperatures are below freezing. If for some reason the hot tub wouldn't start back up or something like that, so what most people do is they actually, it's Saturday afternoon, hey, I got a few extra minutes, I'm going to drain, clean, and refill my hot tub. It's 42 degrees or something like that, and they think they're going to get it done, and then something happens, they get called away, they don't fire the hot tub back up, and they come back to it on Sunday. Well, typically the temperatures drop below freezing overnight. That causes issues. Then you get a little bit of ice in the line, and then you can't get the hot tub fired back up. And then typically most companies do not have service techs on call on the weekend. And so you have to wait till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before somebody can get out there. And that can cause some serious damage to your hot tub. So that is why we do recommend that you get it done sometime between Thanksgiving, or in this market, between Halloween and Thanksgiving. If you're in a warmer market, then definitely between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then you just have nice fresh water to get all the way through for the entire season, or the entire winter season. And then, those of you that are on chlorine and do need to change your water every 3 to 4 months, I actually recommend then do it sometime in the fall, and then that'll get you through to the spring. So you can drain it again in March, April, May, preferably March if you can do, but you do not want to. If there's below freezing temperatures in the forecast, we highly recommend that you don't do that. Good time to purge your hot tub. That is probably, I just did a video last week if you guys didn't see it, and there is a link in the description today, but you should purge your hot tub once a year. I've been in this industry a really long time, and we never used to purge the hot tubs. Once we started purging the hot tubs, we were blown away with how much longer the hot tubs were lasting, how much easier they were to keep clean, how much less chemical you're using because you're cleaning all that gunk out of your lines. On the video I just did, I did that in the fall. If that's the only time of year you're draining your hot tub, you definitely want to do that. If you are draining your hot tub 3 or 4 times a year, it's actually maybe a little better to do that in the spring. There's a new purge that I just introduced. It's called Hot Tub Scrub. Amazing. What I love about that is actually a filter cleaner as well. It's going to hit the shelves here in about 2 weeks, but you can pre-order it, but I highly recommend that you do that. Otherwise, there's another one down in the description called Hot Tub Purge. There's a lot of hot tub purges out there, and my recommendation to you, so if you're taking notes, the one thing that I would tell you is to always have a bottle of that around, because you just never know when you're going to decide it's time to drain the hot tub. And your purges have to go in before you drain it. So you actually put it in with the nasty water, let that run for a half hour, 45 minutes, pull your filters out, and let that run, and then you can actually drain the hot tub. If you drain the hot tub and then decide you want to purge it, then you have to put that purge in and drain it again. So it's a huge time saver, and just make sure that you always have a bottle ready to go for the next purge. So if you use that bottle, make sure you pick yourself up another bottle as you're out. Any hot tub dealer is going to have purges as well, so make sure you just have one on hand. You don't need like 6 or 7, but just one is good, because one bottle will take care of a whole hot tub. We got Tony defoamer, yes or no, for saltwater in Maine. Tony, yeah, yes, you want to use some defoamer. I would tell you want to do it very, very sparingly, like a drop or 2, and that will actually take care of the problem. Like a bottle of defoamer should last you in a year easy. So don't overdo it, because if you do overdo it, you will cloud the water, and that's really, really important that you don't do that. So you can use defoamer to fix the problem. My advice is, typically when you have foam, there's an underlying issue, and that issue is typically you don't have enough sanitizer in the water is typically the situation. Sometimes if your pH or alkalinity are too low, that'll also cause foam. So yes, I do recommend it, but very, very sparingly, and you really need to get to the bottom of what's really going on with the water, because that is what's causing the foam. And then there's always the possibility that you've introduced some soap in some way, shape, or form, whether it is with your swimsuits. At our house, we actually have swimsuits that are designed just for the hot tub. Nobody gets to wear any other swimsuits except for those swimsuits in the hot tub. They go through the washing machine, but they go with no soap, and we just hand dry them. And typically we've only maybe wash them once a month or so. So that's a way to do it. Shampoo from your hair. So like my hair is long enough that I actually have to put it up. My stepdaughter, we make her put her hair up when she goes in there, just because that hair can cause a lot of stuff with the soap and that type of thing. If you're on your very first fill and it's a saltwater hot tub, we are noticing that seems to be a little bit of foam that first time around. And I think that's with any hot tub, but we're noticing it more on the saltwater hot tubs because the water is so soft. And if your water is soft, then, just like when you're in the shower and your shampoo works better, when you're in a hot tub and there's some stuff in there that is actually causing differences on the water's softer, so that it's going to foam more. So we notice it more on the saltwater hot tubs, but it's just all the stuff that they use to build the hot tubs. So you will find, if it is on your first soak, sometimes it is worth your time to actually do a drain, clean, and refill earlier on that first time around, just to get rid of all that extra debris. So I do recommend that. Tony always asks what I use for my last video that I did use hot tub scrub. That's from Ideal Water Care. Absolutely amazing product. It cleans the filters. It does everything right then and there. And I absolutely think that is the best product ever. I cannot wait to get it on my shelf, and I should have it on my shelf in about 2 weeks. I know you can order it from Ideal Water Care. Again, that link's down below, but it is really, really good. And like I said, I'll have it in about 2 weeks. I've done a lot of purges and a lot of different, and everybody sends me a new product to try when it comes as far as purges. And yeah, I've tried a lot. The one thing I would tell you guys is, don't get sucked into that whole biofilm thing that's going on right now. Biofilm does exist. It's not as prevalent as some people would like you to think that it is. It takes a lot to get biofilm in your hot tub. I mean, like a lot. Like, you really have to abuse it. So when I said, a few years ago that we never used to purge hot tubs, some of those hot tubs that have never been purged for 12, 15, 20 years, those would have biofilm. Your new hot tubs that you're consistently cleaning and consistently purging, those hot tubs don't have biofilm. They have a sanitizer problem. They don't have a biofilm problem. So just be careful that you don't fall too deep into that line. And there's a lot of people out there saying, anything that's wrong with your hot tub is biofilm. That is not the case. Biofilm is a pretty significant problem, and it's not out there as much as you guys would think that it is. So if you're going to purge your hot tub and you are going to drain it in the spring, I prefer you purge it in the spring versus the winter, but if you only drain it once a year, make sure that you drain it in the winter. Again, your chlorine hot tubs, those should be changed every 3 to 4 months. So that's really important that you do that. Salt water once a year. The biggest advice I have is do not let it freeze. That is huge that you don't do that. And that you clean your filters. And when you're doing your drain, clean, and refill, that's a really good time to either A, clean your filters or replace your filters. So this is a pro tip that I'm going to give all you guys. My last chlorine hot tub that I had, and even with my saltwater hot tub, I have 3 sets of filters. And those of you that are on saltwater hot tubs, especially the hot spring saltwater hot tubs, there's a gray standpipe. On that gray standpipe, that filter has to be clean at all times. That is the filter that is going to cause you issues. So I would recommend for those of you who have 2 or 5 filters in your hot tub, make sure you have at least 3. So if you got 5 filters, I would make sure that you have 3 filters that you can rotate through that gray standpipe. If you have 2 filters, again, make sure there's 3 filters that you can rotate through that gray standpipe. So what I do at home is I actually have 1 set of filters in the hot tub working, doing its thing. I have another set of filters, or the filter that is for that gray standpipe. If you're only doing 1, the whole sets are better, but if you're only doing that 1, that filter is actually soaking in my filter cleaner. And my favorite filter cleaner, other than the hot tub scrub, would be the Pleatco filter tabs. Those work amazing. You drop them in and they like bubble and fizz like a little Alka-Seltzer tablet, and then you rinse your filters really good. Otherwise, BioGuard has a really good bottled filter cleaner. Any one of those, all of those work really good. And again, your local dealer should be able to get that for you. So I have 1 set in the hot tub, 1 set soaking, and I'll leave it for a month or 2 in the solution of the cleaning solution. Just make sure there's a lid on it and it's someplace where it's not going to freeze. There's nothing worse than going to get your filter out of the garage and it's actually frozen. I know it's happened to me, but that's one of the things that you want to do. And then I have a 3rd set that's just clean and ready to go. I rotate those once a month because you should change your filter once a month. If you're doing that, you're going to get through the whole winter, and then you're not going to have to worry about trying to clean those filters during the super hard freeze that we have. So those of you in Texas, Utah, Missouri, you guys really don't have that problem as much, so you really could probably get by with just the one set of filters and just have a clean set ready to go, but you always want to rotate those. So our top 3 service calls are: 1 is a dirty filter, 2 is your water level's not high enough, and in the winter that's a huge deal. So you want to make sure that your water level is up to the size of your pillows. Okay, so there's my hot tub running right there, and that's actually a live view of my hot tub, but you can see that I got that water right at the pillows, and it's actually been open running all day today because I was just messing around and being lazy, and I thought, oh, I'll just put the camera on there. But that is the level that you want to keep your hot tub. Now make sure, and I'm going to put out probably here in about a month, there's another video that's going to come out, and it's going to be called Winter Survival. Again, most of you guys are doing pretty good, and you're not going to be in these extreme colds that we have, but on ways that you can actually get water to your hot tub in the winter once you've shut your outside faucets down for the winter, because that is definitely something that happens, and you have to be able to figure out how to do that. I bucket water out quite a bit, but I got some hacks on how to do that. So stay tuned to make sure you ring the bell so that you know when to get that. But so dirty filters, not enough water in your hot tub, and your salt system going down. Those are our top 3 service calls. And if you drain, clean, refill your hot tub before winter hits, you're going to be good. Colby was having some issues with his salt system, and some things that I would tell you on that. Some things that I would tell you on the salt system would be to make sure your hardness is at 75 part per million. Make sure your alkalinity is at between 80 and 120. Make sure that your pH is at 7.6. If all 3 of those are in line and your salt system's still not working, Have you changed your salt cell? You should really truly be getting 3 to 4 months out of your salt cell. 3 is definitely more the reality. When you say 2 months, I'm a little more, something's not right there. We got something not working at the level that it should be. Your local dealer can answer that question, or if you want to shoot me a message on Instagram, I would be more than happy to help you out. You should be able to make sure that setting is set at the right. Your salt system might just be working too hard. And then what level do you have your salt, your reading set at? Where are you at, and where is your salt? It's really, really important that your salt's at a 1750. And you need to test that with the salt test strip, not with the, don't trust the dial or the scale on the salt system. Trust one of those two. So should I purge my hot tub even if it's just me and my husband and myself that use it? Those nasty teens hanging out with the friends in there. Kayla, yes, you should definitely purge your hot tub at least once a year. I highly recommend. I don't think you need to ever do it more than once a year, but you should do it at least once a year. Any issues with putting roughing shingles under the base of the hot tub as flagstone patio to help with the leveling and reduce the unevenness? It's not a terrible idea. I've heard of worse. And that's definitely going to create more of a base than what I've seen. One of the things that I've had a few people do that's worked remarkably well is that pink foam that they'll put under, that they actually put under concrete before it's poured. They'll actually put that on top of the hot tub to help with that a little bit. The shingles isn't a terrible idea. I have heard worse. Your best case scenario, honestly, is to build a shim. I mean, a shim for the whole thing. I mean, so you don't want just a little piece. You want to shim the whole 7 or 8 foot of the hot tub and cut it down and have a solid surface. So, and hopefully you aren't talking tons of difference there, but yeah, it's that's kind of the whole shipping thing. There's definitely some issues, or there can be some major issues with that. So the one thing that we never want to see is if this is your hot tub here, and then you put just a shim or a 2x4 under it here, you're just going to cause so much problem, because that's so much weight coming down on just that little shim right here, and you can crack the hot tub. I've seen it happen. So just make sure that if you're gonna shim it, that you shim the whole thing and you really put some serious thought into that. I mean, you're talking sometimes 4,000 to 5,000 pounds coming down on that piece of wood. So that's definitely something that we need to think about. It's only about an inch difference, so I think you'll be okay. But just make sure you do the whole tub. I mean, don't just put an inch of shingles on one corner. Kind of do it the whole tub, and then just slowly make it a wedge. I mean, so you'll have 4 shingles here, and then you'll have kind of tuck that in beside each other, and then you're gonna have 3 shingles here, and then you're gonna have 2 shingles here, and then you're gonna have 1 shingle here, and just kind of take it down to where it needs to be. That's actually a pretty good idea. I kind of like it. We may steal that. But I hope that helps if that makes difference for you. So, but I like the idea of that. The other big thing is those of you guys with salt, which the majority of you guys do have salt water in here. We do want to make sure that the salt, when you fill that hot tub, you fill it with soft water. And you guys have seen a lot of my videos about the on-the-go water softener. Again, if you are looking down below, I do have the all that stuff is down there in the descriptions. The links to the water softener, the links to the hot tub scrub, your hot tub care guidebook, your salt water startups, your chlorine water startups, all that stuff is down below in the description. So make sure you check that out. And then you can also go to my website. Don't forget to reach out to me on Instagram if I do not get your questions answered today. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up, you guys. Do make sure that you watch that video down below if you want a really step-by-step process on how to drain, clean, and refill your hot tub. That one I just put up last week. I did put a link down in the description on that as well. But the big thing is get it done before it freezes. You know what? That's just those of us in the Midwest, and that have that problem, but we do have that problem, so it's kind of a big deal. Again, I'd be really happy to answer your questions on Instagram, and then if anybody wants a one-on-one call, I do that as well. There are I do Zoom calls. You can book me on my website. That's thehottublady.co, but you can actually book a consulting call with me, and we will fix your problems. I've actually done about 6 or 7 now. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so very much, and just, you know, remember to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. Until next Monday, I go live on Mondays, new videos on Wednesdays, and just remember, keep making life epic and have a great week.